Drummond.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. This bill relates to a very important agreement to our country as we establish new trading relationships, although in this case the agreements are with two countries which we have very close bonds in many ways, as the Honourable Member for Worley mentioned in his contribution. One of the great controversies when we joined what was then the European Economic Community was that it weakened strategically important trading links elsewhere in the world, especially with the Commonwealth countries. Opportunities are now open again. And my priority is to help my farmers and producers and all our other industries to make the most of these two deals and export the brilliant produce of Meon Valley. We had an urgent question from my honourable friend from Totnes on July the 19th about the scrutiny arrangements for this agreement. And I was looking for assurances at that time that the deal does not affect our ability to defend strategic national interests, especially as we've recently announced the National Food Strategy, which rightly aims to safeguard our supplies and our production. The Minister reassured me at that time, but we do need more scrutiny in future on each deal, and I'll come on to that in a minute.
Give way on that point. Making this point on food security, and I'm just taking the opportunity to see whether or not she might be open also to join the somewhat growing campaign to see a national food security report from the Minister for DEFRA this autumn to make sure we can address the point that she's now making.
Absolutely. I'm very, very happy to back that, and hopefully that we'll have an annual report because it's incredibly important. In Meon Valley, we have some exceptional farmers, and I've listened carefully to their concerns about the future. And I'll watch the operation of all our trade deals closely, especially how it might impact on smaller farmers, as some of my colleagues have also already mentioned. And as the chair of Wine UK, I'm looking at the export of sparkling wine, which is growing in quantities, including in my constituency, where Hambledon Vineyard and Exton Park are growing fast, and I hope soon will match the success of Scottish whisky. And I think everyone can be reassured that standards and protections are not being weakened to the detriment of producers or consumers, a fair and key concern of my constituents. But we must have more time to debate the provisions of trade deals during the CRAG process in the future, as others have already mentioned. There is still that opportunity to do so with the New Zealand deal, and it would reassure many people about the process as we look to strike more of these innovative deals for our industries. This bill supports the completion of the two deals with Australia and New Zealand, and as such is important that it passes today so that we can plan for future deals. Even during these turbulent times, the pace of global trade and market is relentless. We can see some signs of pandemic easing and freeing up world trade generally, even though the pressures of the Russian invasion of Ukraine are still felt. Freight rates are beginning to fall, and some supply chain blockages are dissolving, although others remain. Therefore, I do support this bill, and I look forward to being able to scrutinise future deals and support our industries through them in the years ahead.
Yeah.